Finally, the sun is coming out. It's been cloudy all morning. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? So I'm out here at my local park today and kind of was warming up, and I don't really know how long I'm gonna be here, and I'm not really feeling it today, if I'm being quite honest with you. But I figured this would be a good time to do another trick tip tutorial for you guys today, and it's gonna be how to backside feeble with a quarter pipe. I did a video a while back doing a tutorial on how to do axle stalls. And so I figured I just kind of realized I haven't done one on feeble stalls yet. So I'm going to do that one for you guys today. But here's exactly what they look like. Alright, so this trick is really not that complicated. I do recommend having a few tricks, however. I do recommend that, first of all, that you're comfortable on learning how to skate a quarter pipe. So that includes dropping in, rock to fakies, and even axle stalls, backside axle stalls, which are pretty much like the basics of, pretty much like the three basics that really all you need to learn this trick, because they all use the same like technique, if that makes any sense. Like, you have to learn how to drop in, that way you know how the transition feels when you go back in from a feeble stall back into the transition. You gotta learn how to axle stall to know how to get onto the coping. Rock to fakie is just a comfort thing. You don't really have to learn how to do that yet because you're kind of rolling switch. In this case, you're not going to be rolling switch after you go back into the transition after doing the trick. But I do recommend, however, that you have your drop-ins down, you know how to kick turn, and you know how to axle stall comfortably. Rock to fakie can be optional, but those are the first three that I really recommend that you know how to do. Now, as for the trick itself, it's really not that complicated. It's pretty much the same, if not a very similar approach to like how you would approach a backside axle stall on a quarter, except all you're really doing is your front truck is just not gonna be locking in. It's just all on your back truck. And the best way to learn how to do this is to kind of purposely get onto a full axle stall so the whole truck is on there, but your back truck will kind of just like be on the flat part of the quarter pipe. So I practiced by fully having my back truck on like that, with this wheel hitting the coping, and then that truck is just chilling on the flat part of the quarter pipe. And then once you get used to that, you can practice by getting into this position like this, and then of course pushing your back truck to where the other wheel is hitting the coping. That way you can roll back in and not hang up on the coping like that. So again, practice by locking in like this on purpose, and then just pushing your back truck like that so you feel your other wheel hit the coping to roll back in. And the reason why I'm telling you guys to practice this way is to just get used to purposely missing your front truck. Because if you're used to axle stalls only, naturally you will want your front truck to lock in on this coping right here. But for feebles, you don't want that. So it's a good practice step to get used to purposely having this miss the coping and just land on the flat part. That way the focus is just having the back truck on the coping instead. So once you have that step down, you want to focus on really having that pinch on this back wheel on the coping only. That way you're kind of lean like this, so it looks like an actual feeble grind or feeble stall that you're doing. The best way to have that down is you kind of want to mess with it to find out what your sweet spot is. But what I do is I like to come in at a little bit more of an angle. That way my truck is shooting towards that direction onto the flat part of the quarter pipe, and that my back truck will kind of just sit its way in when I want to do the stall. So I come in at a slight angle, and then I just kind of like, once I feel my back wheel over the coping, I kind of just let the truck sit, and then I'll stall for a couple seconds, and then I just roll back in. So you kind of want to come in at a slight angle and just lift up slightly and then once you feel your back wheel pinch on the coping, just let it sit, and you'll feel that pinch on your heel side, which is another thing. You want to lean on your heel side on this pocket as you do it to hold it down and have the balance. And then once you're ready to go back in, your pinch point, your truck is already in the position where it's not going to hang up. So once you feel that pinch and you stall for a little bit, all you got to do is turn and roll back in. You're going to see when you're looking down, of course, that your back wheel is pinched up against the coping like this. You will see it. And once you know that your wheel is in the right spot, you can just simply roll back in, and there's no chances of you hanging up like that. And that's pretty much all that there is to this trick. It's really no different from an axle stall. It's definitely going to feel strange at first, but it definitely won't take you guys that long to learn. At least it didn't take long for me to learn. It's definitely going to feel strange at first because with axle stalls, you're kind of straight up and you're centered, whereas a feeble stall, it's kind of like a crooked axle stall is the way that I like to think about it. And so it's going to feel strange at first, but just get that pinch, and once you're in that pinch, you can hold it for as long as you want, and your trucks will already be in a position where you can roll back in with no chances of you really hanging up. But definitely take that one practice step into consideration of having your front truck just being on the flat part, and then having your whole back truck over the entire coping, like I mentioned earlier in the video. But that's pretty much all there is to this trick. It's a really fun trick to learn once you get down. It's one of my warm-up tricks, one of my go-to warm-up tricks on a quarter pipe, other than axle stalls, of course. And it's really fun, and you know, it's not that hard of a trick to do. Anyways, I hope this video helped you guys out a lot. If it did, leave a like on this video, and also consider subscribing to the channel if you guys want to see more from me. I post here pretty much whenever I can, just depending on what my life schedule is looking like. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Go out there and skate if you can, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Peace.